TD, a tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score a touchdown. You have game lines, passing props, and rushing props. You can bet on the first quarter or first half if you feel like your team starts slow or charges out of the gate. I know how my team starts. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Split the defense.
Welcome to Split the Defense Leafs post-game, presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors, serving the Kingston and surrounding areas since 2004. Proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. I'm Webby with CP and producer Ted in the booth. No, he's not in the booth tonight. Look at him. He's right here. Look at this.
He's a real person.
Producer Ted.
I know, I do exist.
Live on the show. We're going to have a great episode. Thumbs up this episode for us. Subscribe to our YouTube. Leave us a comment. And now more than ever, we need you to download the show in podcast form or just go listen to it in podcast form anywhere on Spotify or anything like that. Leave us 5 stars there while you're at it. It'd be great. So, Leafs win. Final score is 5-2. Although there may be some debate about that. Leafs win against the Tampa Bay Lightning in absolutely dominating fashion. You have to agree in that state anyways. Who is your first star for tonight?
It's Willie Stiles. Willie, he was you got the full Willie experience tonight, I felt like. You had the dominant offensive play. You had him give up in the neutral zone a few times. And you saw him play in his D zone fairly well. So, Willie, I think this is kind of just like what you get from Willie. You know, he'll be kind of non-existent, and then he'll look like your best player in the next game. So,
I'm giving it to 34. Austin Matthews, that little tap in, that was, good clean up that thing. And then that block he made late in the game, the guy, he's a star. We know it, but I'll give him the first.
Well, that's good, boys. I'm happy to hear that we don't have the same first star. That's a nice little mix-up. Before we start talking about hockey, though, I want to talk about your viewing experience. We had a game on Prime tonight.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And it was different. Give me some of your takeaways, boys.
I mean, pre-game was just a totally different experience. I showed up for a 7 o'clock game, like I always do. The game's at 7:30, so I have 40 minutes basically of watching a live feed that they put up, and I think 40 minutes before the game they started it. So I mean, it was like I was at the game. I was more pumped up for this than the previous 5. I mean, it helped that it was against Tampa, so I had a little bit more going into the game to, it's one of our biggest rivals. So but definitely I thought it increased my interest off the get.
Yeah.
What about you, Ted?
Yeah, interesting crew too that they had, announcers and stuff, and seeing Messier there.
Yeah, in Toronto too.
Yeah, and so I mean there was some cool stuff for sure, but it was interesting. And Justin commented. He just said, "I don't like having 3 different streaming services to watch the Leafs." but they didn't do a bad job. And I have to agree too. It wasn't too bad. It was a fun, different experience. And it was a great game to match.
Did you not find it was quite American? It felt very American, right
very
down
football-y.
to right down to the graphics on the screen. They felt American. And it felt, and then the football music. Yeah, it pumped me up for a couple seconds, and I went, wait, this sounds like football. I don't watch
Is it Sunday? What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't quite that, but it was pretty close.
It was pretty close. It was like, it felt like playoffs almost. Like they only do that stuff for playoffs, right? I mean, pump up music. But yeah, I didn't hate it, though. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed that part of it. And the broadcasters, they were fine. You know, they were.
Thomas Hickey.
I'm not exactly in
cool.
love with Chris Cuthbert, but I do love Gordon and Mike Johnson. Loved Gordon Ray. That was probably the best combo of broadcasters ever. But didn't mind the broadcasters. I just thought it all felt very American for a Toronto Maple Leafs broadcast.
Yeah, no question. I will relay some of the Leaf fans didn't like the intermission talk, like the panel. They didn't really like this. Apparently, they got some facts wrong. I don't really listen to play-by-play. I don't really listen to the intermission, so I don't really have much to say about it.
Yeah.
So Vasilevsky starts the game in warm-ups and comes up and snows Riley. How did that go for him?
Yeah, didn't turn out so hot for that guy. That'll tell you that much. I mean, I felt like, was it mind games? Like, or are they buddies? Because like Riley didn't really, like, he said something immediately. I wasn't sure if maybe they are off the ice a little friendlier then, but initial reaction seems like, you know, the uncalled for, Vasi, and you got what you deserved.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, that's what I said. Right in our chat, I had to say it. I was like, I hope he gets it. Like, I hope they light him the fuck up.
Yeah.
And hey, here we are.
4 goals on 14 shots, so he made 10 saves tonight.
Wow.
And he was replaced. And Jonas Johansson, you'll know Jonas Johansson, Ted.
Jojo.
He made 15 saves, or he made 14 saves tonight on 15 shot attempts.
The new Vasi.
He was better. Yeah, the new Vasi. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Is that how it's going to be? So the Leafs own the first 5 minutes. They absolutely own the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they look way better overall. They definitely got to own the second 5 minutes. I'll give them that. But the first 5 minutes, if they could play like that, I mean, for 40 minutes of the game and figure out how to play defense strongly for the rest, they're going to win almost every hockey game this season. They're really starting to click. Am I getting too giddy and too excited about this, or are you guys on the same page with me that this team actually looks like they could cause some destruction?
I mean, I think maybe I'm getting a little overexcited here, but I thought that we saw 10 minutes of the best hockey that I've ever seen the Leafs play. And there are 2 different 5-minute sections. One's the first 5 minutes of the game, and the other is like a 5-minute section in the third period. And yeah, like I think that we're seeing flashes of an amazing team here. Like I still felt a little bit worried in the third period. Like it was like that goal goes. We didn't like get the 6th goal, and just before that they had just scored, and I just felt like, oh my God, is this gonna just get a little too close for comfort with 5 minutes left or something? But I mean, they closed it out. I do love just the difference in mentality too when you're winning. You know, it's not a sit back and like kind of defend. It's a, you know, attack. Like in the third period, like they were just like, we want to make this, you know, 6-1, 6-2, or 7-1, 8-1. Like they didn't care. So I think that's just a different mindset.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's I think the big thing too was when Nick Paul got that goal, and it was a bit of an ugly, one of the uglier plays I've seen from Benoit, from anyone. But how they just, you know, it wasn't like, sometimes that will, like, I've seen plays like that break the Leafs, and that's almost like the end, right? Like the breaking point. They just were like, whatever, no, we'll just, you know, keep pressing on, and they really did. So it's cool to see them keep their composure too. That's important.
Yeah,
actually,
Simon Benoit sliding into his goal was not the highlight of tonight.
No. I mean, the one thing about that made me feel better initially, though, Ted, is that Stolar's reaction was more of just like a consoling Benoit. and not like a, oh God,
He was like, man, I do that in Chell all the time.
Right, like he was just like, like pat him on the back and just like, you'll get the next one, bud. And so like I didn't feel like it affected the goalie, which is what I'm most concerned on something like that.
Yes, yeah, it was nice.
So, I mean, that was a bonehead play, but that could have happened. Shit happens. You asked me, is Simon Benoit cooked? Why do you think Simon Benoit is cooked?
I mean, it was definitely his worst game. Like multiple passes up the middle that just like to nobody. Initially the play, obviously, where he puts it in his own net. I just felt like there was another scramble in front where it was like almost exclusively his fault. So I don't know, that it was a bad experience tonight. I'm such a Benoit guy. I think that like I remember last year so much of just him being able to do the consistent things right. And I don't know if he's trying to do too much because, he doesn't have Jake McCabe now to shelter him and do everything that maybe he has to do more of because, Timmins also, like, I think Timmins played well, but Connor Timmins, it's not playing with Jake McCabe. So I think that there's a bit of a huge difference there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's compensation there. I'm sure in the back of his mind, it's some sort of psyche that's fucking with him. Justin in here in the comments, as always. What's up, Miller? Wall is going to have to pry the job out of Stolar's grip at this point. He's such a calm presence in net, even when he's scrambling.
100%. True
or false?
True. I mean, yeah. I think all season long, it's a competition to who starts in the playoffs. Especially when, I mean, it's pretty obvious for some teams, right? You have a starter and you have a backup. When it's a 1A, 1B, we've been through this the last couple of years, and it's a competition and who has the most respect going into game one. And so, Stolar's has a huge head start. There's just no questions about it, especially just like knowing that Wall had a groin injury, not an injury you want your goalie to have. That's for sure. So yeah, I just think that it's a huge head start, like kilometers head start here. So you have to just see. I'm excited to see Wald come back and just get some games in. I think we'll be seeing a different story if he comes and plays the hockey we're used to him playing when he's healthy. But it's just more of a settling factor to me that, we got a guy that's like, who just, like Justin said, calm.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
And Wool's coming back, and he's gonna play. It's gonna be a tandem. I was speaking with Jay Rosehill, Leafs morning take today, former Leaf, former NHLer, Philadelphia Flyer as well. He made a great point, and he said that this is the guy. We know he's the guy, and there was that kind of caveat when he was signed that he gets hurt. They're gonna give him time. He has a contract he hasn't even started with yet. So when he comes back, he's going to be worked in. It's probably going to be closer to 50-50 than we think. I doubt there's really going to be a starter role. I think it's going to be more of a 1A and 1B.
Yeah, I 100%.
Whoever's 1A is going to be whoever's playing well. Wool might come back and post 3 shutouts. And then how do you... Stolar's only lets in 2 a game, and that's amazing. We can work with that. That's awesome. But if he comes back and posts 3 shutouts in a row, well, then you can't argue with it, right? So that's when the conversation begins again. And I think that Wool's definitely going to get his shot.
Yeah, and Stolar's only let in 1 that was from Tampa. So I mean, 1 I wouldn't even call his fault because he made the initial play, and then we just talked about it.
Yeah, poor Simon Benoit.
Yeah.
So the Nylander line looks good. Is our top 6 set now? I mean, I know Max Domi as the second line center isn't ideal, but it looks really good with him and McCann. And McCann is to me, he's like Buzz Flibbit or Mark Donk, and he just came up and he's the guy now. And I don't know. I think it's the second line looks like the Nylander line right now, and I'm comfortable with it. Do you think our top 6 is set?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I wouldn't touch it. There's no question the second line you have to shelter slightly. You're not putting them out there against any competition if you have the choice to. But I think it's what's working. There's still the whole redesign, I think, is around the third line at the current moment. But yeah, I think we're you would stick with what's going for sure.
So what even is the third line then? What are we going to we aren't doing shit.
Yeah.
We're going to sit here and bitch and complain about it.
That's right.
But what is going to be done? What should be done? What can be done about the third line with the personnel that we have, or is a trade imminent?
I mean, it didn't necessarily. It did feel better than it did last game. I thought that the Patches and Tavares, they have a little bit of a chemistry. They know how to play a similar game. Things aren't clicking there. Like it's not 100%, but I think it was a step in the right direction. So I think and I thought that was pretty obvious. I'm not sure that it was a really smart play to put Holmberg there when in preseason we saw that Pacioretty and Tavares worked better. So
that's fair. Pacioretty scoring a goal tonight after being scratched for 2 games, comes back in, scores a goal, makes himself present on the score sheet. And you have to think that even if he doesn't play all the games we thought he was going to play, that if you can just bring in a guy like that, like Nick Robertson last year, like, can he be the new Nick Robertson? Obviously, like, he's old man Nick Robertson, but like every time we brought that kid in after being scratched, he scored a goal. So maybe we'll just do that. We'll just keep scratching Patches. Like, I've never seen it before, but like, there's got to be guys that you bring in to fill in these games. And why do they have to be just guys that can skate and play defense? Why not one that puts a puck in the net every now and again? I think I like Pacioretty in that role, playing maybe 30, 40 games for this team.
yeah, and I think that I think you would just go with the same lineup that you did tonight and roll with it until you need to change something. And I think they're gonna have to change something because of people being healthy, getting back from injury. And so I think that's when you start doing the old scratch Robertson, scratch Pacioretty. Everyone gets a game off here and there. I'm still sticking to I think the bottom 6 is going to be a little more fluid than previous years. We might see more of a stagnant top 6 because it is working, and you don't want to mess with lines that are working. So, but I think that we'll probably see there's too many guys for it not to be a little bit more in and out.
Yeah, I do agree. There's going to be a lot more guys that are in and out, but if we start dwindling down which guys those are, I was really hoping it was going to be a Pacioretty in the lineup full time, and I think I'm much more comfortable with him coming in and out, especially if he's going to score goals like that. Go say it, come back out and score goals like that. Right.
I like tonight's lineup. I think it was a pretty decent one.
So with that, let's take a second here and hear from our sponsors over at Game Time.
Yes, Game Time. All right.
What time is it? Game time. Hockey is back. Whether it's crashes in the corners or stick taps on the boards, the sound of hockey gets me excited to get out to a game. And when I buy my tickets, I use Game Time. Game Time has tickets to all events, not just sports. And when searching for tickets, I look through the super deals or even the amazing deals icons, and I know I'm getting the best deals possible. Plus, check out Game Time's new feature called Game Time Picks. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Curated deals make it easier to find the best price on great seats. The best feature, though, is Seat View. I love this feature. You can get a panoramic view from your seat before you even buy. The best part? No surprise fees at checkout thanks to their all-in pricing feature. Lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. They offer event cancellation protection and even job loss protection. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create account, redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time.
Nice.
So, Max Domi sticking up for his teammates tonight.
Yeah.
The Donnybrook at the end of this game tonight.
Yeah.
I missed my Toronto Maple Leafs. I missed them, And I feel like even though they're a much more skilled and a much different team, that they still are bringing back that element of fuck you. And I really enjoy seeing that. That was really fun tonight to watch Max Domi go in and do things that you're not supposed to do and get away with it. And it was really fun to end the game like that. Tampa was obviously pissed. Like, I mean, they got their goalie. Their goalie was pulled. That was supposed to be like the pillar of their team. And Vasi's yanked from the net. You have to wonder, was Vasi sick or something? What's going to come out? They're going to give... It's John Cooper.
He was in his head about Snow and Riley. He was like, fuck, that's going to come. He knew it.
That.
Yeah. Ted saw that.
Yeah.
But they were pissed. Whole team was pissed the whole time. So, I can't say much more than I enjoy watching those guys muck it up and be physical.
Aren't they?
What do
always
we think
pissed,
of?
I feel like I've never played a game against Tampa where I don't think they're all just like someone, peed in their cornflakes that morning.
I think that they had composure about it before. I think that they used to have
composure. Yes.
I think they lost it a little bit tonight. I think not having Stammer there kind of that I don't know. I feel like
resting.
There was maybe
I'm
a few
unhappy
guys,
face though. Their entire
few
team.
Guys that are losing their shit tonight. So I don't know.
For sure.
Just looked a little different to me, a little more uncomposed. So what about our fourth line? We got Holmberg down with Kampf and Lorentz now, and Ryan Reeves on the bench. This is optimal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's optimal. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That this is my ideal lineup. I think. Like, I really like Reeves as a locker room guy, and that's basically what was the biggest advertisement about him. And so he doesn't have to play. You saw tonight. Like I'm not sure if it was on the broadcast or I saw it somewhere else, but like he's not up in the press box wearing a suit. He's in the locker room on a bike watching the game while he's riding a bike. And then he goes into the locker room with the boys when they're done playing their period. And I love that because it keeps a guy conditioned. It shows, the team that even though he's scratched, he still wants to be in there. But I think that it's cool that your guy that's getting scratched is going to be that guy. So I know you don't want to, scratch him because he's the best guy to be not on the ice, but I just feel like I like Reeves more for the stuff he does off the ice. And so
then make him a fucking assistant coach and his money won't count towards the cap. Like,
cool. Let's do that. Like, but the problem is he's never going to retire. So like you have to pay him as a player. But yeah, I think that like he should be more transitioning into being a trainer or something. I'm not even sure about a coach. Like he's more of a
trainer. Be great.
Yeah, locker room guy. Like imagine him on the bench giving Matthews his water bottles, and that'd be intense. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Imagine having Ryan Reeves telling you to fucking push. You'd be pushing.
Oh, you would be. That's for sure. Imagine him actually go back to the assistant coach thing. Like Mark Savard is pretty intense up there. But I just imagine Ryan Reeves standing up there next to Berube, and he'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like maybe like two of the toughest guys to ever play the game, both of them. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that just it makes way more sense. Holmberg, Kampf, Lorentz is a like beautiful fourth line.
And what do we do with Calle Yarncroke?
Well, see, and that's where I was saying that like, you're going to have to do a scratch a Robertson here, scratch a Pacioretty there.
But he's like, when he's healthy, he's an everyday player, man.
He's not a fourth liner, though.
No. So what's going to be a third line of Calle Yarncroke, John Tavares, and
cycle in.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just to keep you have four guys.
That's how it's going to be.
One of them always stays, and it's John Tavares. The three others just flip a coin, cycle through. I don't know. What's your favorite day? You always play on that day. However you want to figure it out. Yeah. What we have like Dewar as well. Is Dewar ever going to play a game for this team, or is he just going to go to the
hurt shoulder? Eventually, he'll be back. I assume eventually he'll be back.
Who comes like that's a guy I'm not sure I pull anyone out for. Like Calle Yarncroke, I understand he's a good player. When he's healthy, he's a good player. But like Dewar, I'm not sure is like. I guess maybe that's your fourth line cycle. And I'm more comfortable with him on a fourth line instead of Holmberg or, if Lorentz needs the day off or something. But
who I'm surprised we haven't seen yet is Game 6 here. which we got Game 7 tomorrow night. We got a lot of games this week. So yeah, Game 6 here tonight. We haven't seen Phil Myers. He's with the
my
team.
boy, yeah.
Skates all the time. Does practice with them. Not playing with the Marlies. Not playing anywhere. That can't be good. So I wonder, is he going to get a shot here? I feel like we're at a point right now where something has to happen. And every year, Leafs Nation and the media, they always draw up that there's going to be a trade. There's going to be a mid-season trade. And it never fucking happens. But this time, maybe
This
this
is the
time,
year.
this
Yeah.
is the year. It does
Just like
feel
the
like
Cup,
something's got to fall, though, right? Like something has to happen. There's just too many guys filling space, and like you can't have a guy. I don't know. You can't have guys like Timothy Liljegren not being in the lineup full time at $3 million. And with Calle Jarnkrok, if we're this good without him, and we continue to be good without him, why do you need to pay him $2.1 million when you've got other guys that you already want to bring in as well? So, there's lots of options, lots and lots of options.
Yeah, I think I would like them to get one of those done early, so then you can keep as many of these forwards as possible, and then potentially the other one goes away at the trade deadline, and that's kind of like your big cap relief. I'm not sure if Calle Jarnkrok has any trade protection. I mean, Kampf has trade protection, so I wouldn't be shocked. But assuming he doesn't. Like maybe Calle Jarnkrok's a guy that you ship out, whether he's healthy or not, because can't rely on him. 2.1, like you said, not necessarily worth it. I mean, he's worth more than the minimum guys, but I just feel like, maybe they're both gone by the end of the season, but not like both right now. Yeah.
So Craig Berube says he was unable to challenge the goal at the end of the game.
Oh man, that's the ref.
Yeah, he
screwed
botched
the pooch
that.
there.
That was an awful call. As soon as you watch it back, you're like, well, no, it wasn't a hand pass. So,
and the worst part about it, if it's close, you call it a goal, and then the refs can review
and then
they don't even have to challenge it. The refs can just skate over to the booth, watch it, and decide. But the dumbass ref decided that he wanted to be the hero on the day and call it off, and it's just like, dude, like immediately I knew that he effed up. We've seen this before, where a ref gets gets excited and just needs to blow his friggin' whistle and make a call. And it's the wrong call for sure. Whether it's a hand pass or not, it's the wrong call.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was that was sad. And the chant, I love the chant. You got to get the chant going when shit like that happens. Ref, you suck.
What about the chant tonight? Where is Stamkos?
I was just gonna say that. When I heard that that's what the crowd was chanting, that's crazy.
When did we get so brutal? We shouldn't be doing that shit. That's bad karma.
No, I love that.
Like, as a fan base, when do we get? Why are we so cocky? Why are we so cocky? I hate it.
Yeah, though I didn't.
So cocky.
I didn't notice at first, but someone told me that the crowd seemed like more agitated or more excited than usual. And I was like, you know what? I think they are. Like, I think this crowd tonight is a little rowdy and I like it.
Yeah. So it's Red Bull night. Everybody they were giving away Red Bull every ticket.
Yeah.
Everybody comes in all amped up.
Red Bull and Jagerbomb at the door.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. The two sponsors for tonight's event.
Yeah.
So we got Blue Jackets tomorrow night. Is that a scheduled loss?
We have the Blue Jacket? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah. I mean,
so
Woll
is
the same playing,
team?
though, right?
Is Woll playing?
Well,
is that where Woll is?
Woll was supposed to play today. It was it was first announced through the media that Woll was playing today. And then it came out that they're going with Stolarz. So that means one of two things. So there's a hiccup in the recovery, or Woll is just playing tomorrow. They thought to give him the extra day. So I don't know. If Woll's playing, they better not lose. Like, show up for that guy in his first game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the perfect storm too, but maybe this team's different. I don't know. We'll see. Well, they don't seem to doesn't seem to be a work ethic issue with this team. It seems to be that everybody's working their bag off. You don't see a whole lot of lazy skating on this squad. So maybe that helps you win against the teams that you're supposed to win against. and I don't think Columbus has anywhere come close to taking that step that we should be worried about them. So I would still put them in the category of bottom feeders. And you should beat Columbus. So hopefully we see a win tomorrow.
You're just going to say that right in front of me, but it's fine. We'll get them next time.
You know what, Columbus, I mean, they're in tough times, you know. That's it's a tough place there, but they're going to squeak out wins here and there
Columbus
when they're
are in
not
tough
deserving.
times.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's get a little off topic here. What are the Avs record right now, Ted?
Oh man.
They just won the last 2, so they are 4-2.
Look, things are looking
No,
up.
no, they're not 4-2.
5?
2
They're
Or
2
two-
and 4.
Yes, 2
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
4.
But yeah,
and 4.
but
Tried to get away
I'm
with
really not worried about that.
No.
Yeah, it's
The
it's
Stars
the
are
fucking
scoring.
Avs.
Like
Rough
your 3 best players are like, I think, tied for second, or they're second and third or whatever. So
There's a lot of good, yeah. And yeah, Ross Colton has 6 goals on the season. Casey Middlestat, I told you I predicted. What did I say he was going to score? I still think he's going to put up a shitload of goals this season. Yeah,
Casey,
no,
I'd put it 25 to 30 goals. I think that would be a great season for him.
I think that would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
70
25
points.
goals, yeah.
he's looking.
Much more assists,
75.
We got those. Ivan is looking incredible. Kovalenko also fun to watch, and they're just developing. Like they're getting better and better every single game. So it's good to. I don't know. It's good to watch.
If they had a goalie, I mean, if Stolars was playing for the Avs, I think they would be 6-0. So
That's all they're missing. That's all they're missing. All right, well, let's wrap this one up. Thanks for joining us for Split the Defense Leafs post game presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors, serving the Kingston and surrounding area since 2004. We appreciate your comments. Hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends. Download the podcast. Rate it 5 stars. And until next time, peace.
Peace.
Follow the boys on Twitter at STDPWebby, at Craig D. Pearce, and at Ted_is_shook.